up, Woody Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Chainsaw Man Part 2, Chapter 124, aka Chapter 221. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel, and in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. And we ain't sponsored by Shueisha, and we ain't sponsored by Manga Plus, and we ain't sponsored by Viz. And considering how much we promote Manga Plus on this channel, it's kind of surprising, right? But if you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, this adorable little demon kitty right here, and this operation, well, again, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botched localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Digimon Beat Break. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 patron, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there is a stacked fall anime season in full swing, in which we are covering Digimon, Gachikuta, Togenanki, Sanda, Boku no Hero Academia final season, and Spy Family season 3, and per Patreon request, One Punch Man season 3. Oh my god, that is freaking torture to get through. That's what I said. If you want me to cover series, if you are a $10 Patreon member, you get to choose the series we cover. You do. Right, kitty? And there's even more on the way, so please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So, okay, so last chapter of Chainsaw Man, we saw Yoru turn Michigan into a freaking sword. She's turning states, literal states, into weapons. What, dude? I'm just imagining, what is she gonna do to Texas? What is she gonna do to, like, Florida or freaking what's the other one I was thinking of? To, like, Oregon or something. Oh my god, that will be freaking wild. Anyways, and also, I feel like we might get confirmation this week on if Chainsaw Man partially consumed death or fully consumed death. Because if Pachita fully consumed death, then the concept of death is gone. But if he partially consumed death, then the people of Michigan, they're going to be dead right about now. So let's get into this chapter, see what's in store for us today. And this chapter is titled Safe Battle. Life Reduced to Rubble. Here we go. Let's see what's going to happen to Michigan up in here. Ah, there's the people. They are falling. What? Woo! Oh, Oregon's next! I won. So, what's happening to Oregon? USA, Oregon, what's happening to Oregon? Oregon's a hot mess. But, like, I don't know what else you could do to Oregon at this point. I won. What? What? Wait, what'd you eat? Chainsaw Man, it's like an end to our battle no longer exists. People of Oregon. Ah, here we go. People of Oregon, give me power. Oh, here we go. Oregon slash! Oregon down! Like, what power? Hold on a second, okay? What power do the people of Oregon have at this point? Like, a good chunk of Oregon's population is high on meth or fentanyl. Well, I would say snacky at this point. Well, I don't have to worry about getting demonetized. Am I gonna just risk getting demonetized at this point for the sake of a joke? Probably. Like, they're getting high on fentanyl. They're getting high on good stacking like on heroin, fentanyl, cocaine. Like, you got homeless like passing out in the street. Like, you have child gangs roaming the streets. Like, dude, it is a hot mess in like Portland specifically. Like, I know not all of Oregon is Portland, but like, here's the thing though. The majority of this is what you guys gotta understand. The majority of states like Oregon and Seattle, there's like nothing there but forestry. Unless you're talking about like taking like in terms of life energy from like the trees and the animals and shit. There's like nothing there. There's almost nothing there. The population, the majority of the population is in Oregon, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, Oregonians. Is like in Portland, Eugene, and Salem. That's where like the majority of the population in Oregon is. So it's like, dude, why of all the states to get energy from, why Oregon? Did you like get through the entire population of California already, or are you saving that for something else? But also, like, pause a second. Based on what Yoru says here, I'm gonna go back to what Yoru said. She said, what did you eat? Chainsaw Man. It's like an end to our battle no longer exists. So this, I think, right here confirms that that Pachita ate death. But I'm gonna double check the other version just to make sure, because you never know with the English localization. I just wanted to make sure that this was consistent with the other localization, with like the other, specifically like the Spanish and the French, just to make sure, because we've had a little bit of inconsistencies with other series lately. But yes, so hold on a second, where are you? Yeah, so this is like a never-ending battle. But we have but the thing is though, and I'm very curious, we've seen people disappear. Because we've seen people disappear though, that's the thing, because we are seeing people disappear, does this mean that because I know people were you guys in my comment section were saying that the contract, if Chainsaw Man ate death, like fully ate death, that the contract, like say with California and now apparently Oregon, would be invalid. Well, no, I guess I don't think it would. I still am leaning towards Chainsaw Man partially eating death. I really do. I'm leaning towards that. But again, I could be wrong on that. But let me know what you guys think. This is the end of the line. Whoa! This is the end of the line, Chainsaw Man. Behold my trump card. What the fuck, people of Virginia? What the fuck, nuclear punch? Yo! So, yeah, people could still die. This is, again, what I'm saying. What will be the consequences of this massive destruction? I'm telling you, I think this was I think that, I'm sure is that he partially ate death. But like, there's the other thing though. Remember what happens when Chainsaw Man eats something and erases a concept of something, is that there's always like a compensation for it. That there's a work around it. There's like, hell, even immortals, okay? Let's think about this. Nothing lasts forever. Even gods can die. And not even humans can survive a nuclear... There's no way they survive a nuclear blast. No fucking way. And I gotta wonder, even if Chainsaw Man consumed death, fully consumed death, that contract, because that contract was made before then, that contract would still be valid anyway. That would make sense to me too. But yeah, I could see that. I could see it. But this is a nuke. But you used Virginia for that? Not Texas? Dude. I kind of understand why. Because if she would have used Texas, the whole country would have been destroyed. She would have used California, the whole country would have been destroyed. Using Virginia, and if they're in Michigan... If they're still, because that's where I think they were. If they were in Michigan fighting. Because that's where I think they are. I don't think they're in Japan still, right? No, if they're in Japan, that's a different story. Yeah, they're in Japan. But okay, I just had to double check. So I was like, wait. Yeah, they're in Japan, I think, fighting. Still. I just have to make sure, because this is going to drive me fucking nuts. Yeah, so yeah, they're in Japan still fighting. They're not in the States. So, they're in Japan... And the nuke, if the nuke itself is in Japan, and it is the size of Virginia, dude, did we just have like a repeat of World War II? Just happen? Like, that's what it feels like. So I was like thinking for a second, wait a second. Wait. But yeah, so she used a nuke the size of the people of Virginia in Japan. Holy shit. But the thing is, that's crazy. Like, you know what I was kind of hoping, in terms of Oregon, is something, like, I was just thinking about this, is something akin to what we saw in the One Punch Man webcomic, when Drive Knight tried, I'm spoiling the webcomic, you have to deal with it. When Drive Knight tried to use Saitama's power against him, because I have to spoil the webcomic, is that basically Drive Knight is like, in a way, like Cell, like a straight up AI Cell, and he basically tried to use Saitama's power against him, and yeah, it didn't work very well. And like I was really hoping we'd get something like that, where when because of Oregon's population, a good chunk of it are a bunch of junkies, that like the all the fentanyl and like all the drugs would like just go into Yoru's system, and she would be all drugged out. Yeah, that'd be fucking sick. That'd be fucking sick. But something I'm curious about, and I'm thinking about this now, is that notice that the states that Yoru is using are blue states. So, because Virginia right now, with the election, it's back to being a blue state. California is a blue state. Oregon is a blue state. Michigan, I believe, is a blue state right now for the most part. Yeah, Michigan's a blue state. I think that's so bizarre that of all the states, in terms of like that war would use, are blue states. You would think that like all the warmongering states, the red states, would be the ones that'd be making this deal. I just think that's so bizarre that of all the states to not, like, you would think the red states would just be straight up the warmongering states would go for this, but nah. This is batshit crazy. But I'm very curious what you guys thought of this chapter. I really do like the direction this is going in. But yeah, like I was just thinking, wait a minute. I had to think about this for a second. I had to remind myself where this is at. And also, I'm glad we did get the confirmation for the most part that because Pachita, with Pachita eating death, that it doesn't terminate the contract that Yoru made. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Chainsaw Man content. A few ways you can do that: donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee, purchase something off our Amazon wish list. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.